And we're back to the second race on Randall's Island. This was this Sunday, last Sunday, May 9th. And this time around what I'll do is, unfortunately I don't have much time, so I'm just going to run through the entire race like I did last time. You'll hear me commenting on whatever is going on the race. And I did cut the race, the less important and less interesting parts, I cut it off. So we are at the neutral lap here. Now just a little background. I came to the race, I felt a little tired, and we're already forwarding a little bit here. That's me cutting in the neutral lap to the front, and just had a little surge here, and it was definitely cost effective for me because this little stupid surge here in the beginning didn't cost me a lot of energy here, but I'd rather be first wheel if I can, even on the neutral lap, and that's exactly what happens now. And this way I'm actually saving energy, because down the line when the race starts I'll be first wheel to respond to attack, and you want to be in the front at Randall's Island, as most of you guys already know. Anyhow, I didn't feel I have the legs that day, so the strategy was very simple. I just wanted to follow the moves, be in the front, mix it with the guys in the front, but don't attack myself. I didn't want to surge. I didn't want to be in the front myself, like catching the wind myself, and just follow the moves. Now that I know who's the strong guys in the race, and it's the Veselka guy, Bobby, especially the winner of the last race, I knew who to follow. So that was the strategy. Obviously if a move presented itself, here's the start of the race by the way, then I would follow it. I would follow the right wheels and maybe even go to a move, and that happened a few times. You'll see this during the race, but mostly all I wanted to do is just to follow the right wheels and be in the front, and this is exactly what I wanted to do. So let's start the race here. So just as usual, the race starts really hard from the get-go. Already attacks going up the front, and as you can see, there's an art for this almost. To be in the front, but not really be in the front, so to speak. Just try to stay, I'll say, anywhere top 10 riders. That's the ideal place I want to be. Anywhere from 5th, even sometimes 3rd, 5th wheel, and not putting my nose in the wind, so to speak. Try to save as much energy, and still you see the wattage I'm putting here. That's like 400 or 500 watts just following wheels. So yeah, that's hard. The race started in earnest, and I'm just following the wheel set of my the wheel of my teammate here. So I'm at the right place. That's exactly what I wanted to be. I wanted to be in the front, and I'm doing exactly what I came here for. So let's continue watching. So while we keep on watching here, me following wheels just in the beginning. By the way, the start of the race was really hard. The first like 20 minutes was just filled with attacks, one after another, and you see that right away. That's why I'm keep on playing the clip right here. But what I wanted to say is, so I came to the race like I said before. I didn't feel 100%. My legs felt a little stiff. I don't know. Maybe that's a sign for me to rest. Maybe I need a little bit of a rest here for the next week or two, and maybe my nutrition also. My nutrition is really not optimal lately, so I think that's affecting my fitness as well. But regardless, all I wanted to do here, like I said, is just following wheels and see what's presenting itself, and just follow the right moves. So one more thing I wanted to say, as you noticed, the double turn that we just did, the right turn, I actually was pretty good in that race. I'll let that wheel go for a second there. Just wanted to check. What you don't see, obviously, is me checking the back, because I knew already, you almost feeling, you sensing that the Veselka guy just following wheels right now, and they're just waiting for the right move, waiting for the right moment to get a move going. And there will be attacks here one after another, and we only at the second lap for the race here. So let's see, that's me here on the left. Wind is coming right to left here. This stretch is always exposed for the wind. It's a good place to attack, so I'm always watching my right here. If someone's coming, I'm not letting anybody attacking from the left side, obviously, because I'm hugging it all the way to the grass, and if someone's attacking, I have to attack through the wind on the right side. Yeah, I'm happy with the way I'm taking corners in this in the last race. I actually managed to take them really well. I didn't spend much energy, you see here, without a lot of spike in power, so that's good. The art is always saving energy when you can. Wind is coming left to right here. That's why you see me on the right of my teammate. I'm actually sheltered from the wind. Jesse, my good friend, is in the front here. He did a lot of work in the beginning and his first attack. And as soon as I saw my teammate actually chasing it, I wanted to be on his wheel as well, making sure gaps are not opening. So if there's gaps, maybe there will be a gap behind us, and hopefully I'll have me and my teammate in a breakaway in the front. So that's actually a good move. If somehow we can get a breakaway going and we got two teammates in the front, that's actually a great move because we're going to have more cards to play down the line. So I'm following my teammate here. But the attack's going to keep on coming, and obviously you're going to feel it at the end of the race. So that's just one after another. Yeah, I can still improve a little bit on the corners, but that's pretty good. That's much better than the first race, I think. I'm not letting a gap open by that much, so I'm really happy with the cornering here. And let's see what's going on. If I remember correctly, there will be attacks left and right here, so the race started really hard from the get-go. Let's see a little gap opening to the guy in the front. My teammate responds, and then again I have to put 600 watts, making sure gaps are not opening, but there is a gap here. That's a hard race, man. Randall's is no joke. That's a hard race. Alright, let's see what's going on here. I think there will be an attack here coming from the right, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. There you go. Okay, that's Bobby. Okay, that's a move I cannot miss. Here you go. I'm putting more than 1,000 watts here, just for the initial sprint to get back to his wheel. And this is he's the strongest guy in the race, hands down. I mean, at the beginning, at the first race, I didn't know who the players are, if you remember. I didn't know how strong he is. But just from racing him once, I knew already right away, okay, that's the strongest guy. And a little secret here. I heard his FTP is probably north of 360. So when this guy attacks, I'm on his wheel. Cycling is a very humbling sport. You're always coming, you're thinking you're the strongest guy in the race, but no matter what you'll do physiologically, you can't push more than your threshold, as you guys probably know. And if he has a threshold of 360, with all the respect, that's the wheel to follow. Okay, so we move forward here. I just followed his wheel. I'm third wheel here for the last, I think, lap or so. And the reason I moved forward here, not much was going on. I'm just going to keep on following his wheel here. And I'm not going to put my nose in the wind for a second. It doesn't make any sense for me to work in the front. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm looking at him, what's going through my mind here. Okay, buddy, you have 360 watts horsepower. Why are you flipping the elbow for me? I'm not coming to the front. I'm just going to sit on your wheel. But here's a move that could be potentially dangerous. His teammate is going up the front, and another NYCC guy going with him. A gap is opening. Now, this is a move that could succeed for one reason. Everybody looking at the strongest guy in the race, Bobby here, on my left here, and letting other guys go can potentially open a gap that you wouldn't be able to close down the line. But since my teammate decided to close it, and I actually didn't want to counter, obviously I didn't want to sit on his will, but once Bobby decided to go and follow the move, there's no question. I just have to follow Bobby. Wherever Bobby goes, that's that's the mentality of this race for me. Either Bobby or you have another teammate, really strong. He got second on the race, of course. Wherever they go, I go. Again, that was at least the strategy. Easier said than done sometimes because you know, with the right moves, they can create gaps left and right here. So you can see you have to work hard sometimes just to close gaps. And okay, but everything is going to plan. I'm in the front. What is it now? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm fifth wheel, which is exactly where I want to be. I'm on Bobby's wheel, and I'm watching every move in front of me. So let's move forward here. We have the NYCC guy attacking in the front. That's probably down the line, and I see Bobby putting a surge here. Again, no question. Once I see Bobby surging, I don't care how tired I am, and I don't care what I did before. I will put everything I have inside out. That's it. That's the end of it. I mean, if he's in the front and there's a gap opening and I'm not there, that's the end of the race for me. That's how I look at it. That's the end of the race for me. You're not gonna bring it back. All right. Nobody in the race has an FTP of 360. By the way, Bobby, if you listen to this, buddy, chapeau. I mean, you really strong, buddy. You need to upgrade to like category 2. What are you doing in category 4? All right, that's his teammate, another strong dude. I don't know his name. Sorry, apologizing. I'm bad with names, but that's another guy to follow. So they have 2 strong guys that are hugging the front, basically, and watching every move and creating moves by themselves. So let's move forward here. And I have to watch both of them because, like I told you before, even if Bobby, the strongest guy in the race right now, staying in the back and his teammates going up the front, and nobody chasing, a gap will open that will be very hard to close. So that's another move. And look at this here. I thought the NYCC guy on my right here will just follow and close the little gap here. From almost no time, I had to go to the left of the NYCC guy. I had to close another gap here and put, what is it, probably 600-700 watts. Let's see. Yep, more than 700 watts to follow a little move, which I was just there like a second ago. I was on their wheels, and just a little, how would I say it? I was out of focus for a second there, and I almost lost the move of the race, maybe potentially. Again, Bobby in the front here, putting a big surge. I'm on the wheel of his teammate, putting 500 watts. What does it tell you? What does it tell you? I'm on his wheel. He's probably putting, I mean, at that point at least, he was putting like 600-700 watts in the front. Yep, the guy is a monster. Again, Bobby, that's not fair. You have to be category 2. Time to upgrade, buddy. Anyway, regardless, I'm feeling really, I'm obviously feeling the legs, but I'm doing exactly what I said to do. That's exactly the guys I want to see in front of me. I'm trying not to put my nose in the wind. That's easier said than done. Following the wheels I wanted to follow, and you know, I'm cornering pretty well here, as you can see. Trying not to let a gap open. Every corner you're putting 700-800 watts. That's definitely, you're gonna feel it down the line. So I'm following his teammates' wheels, but my eyes are always at what Bobby, the guy with the green Cannondale, in case you don't know who Bobby is, he's on the left here. What's he's doing? If he's putting a second attack, that's it. I'm following him right away. Just to remind you again, this is 23 minutes into the race. You can see the duration down on the bottom here on the left. So 23 minutes into the race, I'm already putting a lot of surge behind me. Surges just to following wheels. So yeah, the entire field, the rest of the field, which were supposedly I think 40 people, are behind us right now. And the action is in the front. Once again, here it is. I got off-road actually to the grass here. As soon as I saw his teammate, the second Veselka guy, again, I'm sorry, I don't know your name. Maybe I should. You know what? Let me just stop recording here. Just a second. All right, James Robinson. So now I know your name, James. Sorry about it, buddy. I'm really bad with names. So James is in the front here, and that's a move I want to follow. Again, that's Bobby's teammate. So the good thing is that if I have a gap on the field, and we did have a gap here on the field, if we can work together in the front, I have a teammate in the back. Bobby's in the back, probably could block and just follow wheels. He's not an active part in the front, and that's actually great for me. So I did surge as hard as I can to get back to James here, and wanted to work with him together. So I put again a little bit of a surge here. Reminded you after working really hard to close other to shut down other moves in the front. And the reason the wattage is going down here is because I looked back, and unfortunately they brought us back pretty quickly. Like the rest of the field was, even though it was a single file and everybody are really gasping for air here, but nevertheless there were on our wheels, so I stopped working. Again, we're moving forward here. Another attack from the NYCC guy, and this time I was in the front for like half the lap. This time Bobby is following, James is following, my teammate is following, and this is a move I don't want to miss. And again, just to remind you, half a lap ago, I was chasing James and putting 500 watts, and then again I have to put another 500 watts. It's just a constant surges, and that just hurt to watch now. At the race itself, look at my head, you can see it in the shadow. I'm definitely feeling it right here. And there's a gap opening, and this is really dangerous. This is a danger move here. This is because everybody are tired, and thank God I have the Veselka guy trying to bridge to his teammate and bringing everybody else with him. That's that's funny to see. Alright, and yep, the move wasn't successful, fortunately. But I can tell you this much. If Bobby at that point, you can see how everybody are single filed and how everybody are on the limit. If Bobby would have put another surge right here, that would have been the end of everybody else. But thank God it didn't. And it just gave us that few seconds to catch our breath here. So again, that's a good thing. And look, we are, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4 guys in front of me. I'm fifth wheel, so I'm exactly where I want to be. I'm watching the guys I wanted to watch. By the way, the NYCC guy here on the left here, if I must say, was really strong. He is a strong dude, and he was in the front for most of the race. He was attacking he was pulling like the entire, what you didn't see is for some of the parts here, was pulling the entire race behind him for like a lap, and then attacked everybody else. So yeah, that dude is really strong as well. But I'm following the right wheels. I'm at the right move here. You can see how easy gaps are opening. Even from my teammate to the NYCC guy, there's a gap opening, and that's just by what? Little surge up the front, picking up the pace. I'm losing a spot here to James, but that's okay. As long as I have James and Bobby in front of me and I see what's going on, that's exactly where I want to be. Alright, another gap to close here. Alright, we're moving forward again. Let's see what's going on here. I have to remind myself as well. This race was like, we are now on Tuesday night, so this was 2 days ago. I'm letting the Veselka guy to close a little gap that I opened here. If he was smart, he would have left the let the gap open more. But even without thinking about it, he actually was fading out, and I had to close the gap myself eventually. So that hurt. And let's see, again, James is in the front, trying to just open the gap, sneak out, so to speak. if you're smart enough sometimes and you're reading the moves correctly, and you see you can counter attack sometimes on the least expected places in the race and almost sneak out from the front of the race. Okay, we are closing into the end of the race here. We are 35 minutes. There was no successful move up the front, no breakaway going. I guess the strategy worked exactly like I wanted to up to this point. I'm keep on following wheels. So we are now 37 minutes into the race. We are about, I think it was like 2 laps to go. And here, for whatever reason, I did the worst mistake of my entire racing career up to now. Something I didn't do since I was maybe a Cat 4 or Cat 5. Why am I going to the front? I thought maybe I can sneak out, put a little surge, put everybody else in difficulty, and just sail out from the front. But no, everybody at that point were on my wheel. Why did I keep on working? Why am I putting 400-500 watts now? I don't have a gap at that point. I don't know. I felt like if I put 400-500 watts and I'll gather everybody else, I'll be able to create a little gap and maybe be able to hold the field or create a little move 2 laps to go. It was, I think, 2 or 3 laps to go. But I ended up just burning myself here. This was really, I don't understand that. I'm looking at it right now and I just can't understand. What a mistake. A rookie mistake. I'm keep on putting 400 watts. So for this stretch here, from the start finishing line up to here, I think I averaged more than 400 watts. And I'm taking a little breather here and hoping someone else will come, and this is it. This is the counterattack that killed me. As soon as Bobby got off my wheel here and you saw him in the front, he was going like maybe 10 miles faster than me. I am here dying on the ropes. Hardly can put 300 watts to close the gaps, and I already knew mentally that I'm out of it. I'm trying to put whatever I have left here. You can see the wattage on the left there, but unfortunately that was the end of me. With the legs I had that day, what I really should have done, looking at it in hindsight, is just did what I did the entire race. Don't put my nose in the wind for even a split second, which was the worst mistake of this race. And just follow the moves. Potentially, if I did that, I would have maybe followed Bobby's wheel and sit on his wheel. And guess what happened here? What you don't see in the footage here in front of you is that Bobby has a gap, unsurprisingly. You can see other people already passing me. He has a gap. He opened the gap and came to the finish line all by himself. So potentially I could have been second wheel on Bobby's wheel and maybe even sneak him on the line. You never know. I think I have a decent sprint. I can do 12 to 1300 watts when I need it, when needed. But due to that stupid mistake, mentally I wasn't there anymore, and I was just noodling myself to the finish line. So I'm gonna save you the rest of the race here. That was a lap that I did all by myself at less than 300 watts. But yeah, that's how this race was over, and hopefully I'll learn something for the future. So until next time, guys, I'll see you later.